mean, just saying welcome to Get Valiant's kind of boring.
Yeah, but that's what we are, man. We're the Get Valiant. The true Get Valiant.
The Get Valiant. So
maybe we just is there any way we could make like an intro for our show and then we can play that?
Boom. I think we just did. What's up, everybody? Get Valiant. Welcome to comics coming back. So welcome.
Yes. Comics are back. Today is a good day all around. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that today is a couple of birthdays, Kevin Van Hook and Jesse Fresco. So any Bloodshot fans out there like myself should definitely go wish both of those guys a happy birthday. Kevin Van Hook, of course, is one of the main creators of Bloodshot, who is responsible for a lot of the concepts that we use to define Bloodshot nowadays. And then Jesse Fresco is the original live-action cosplay Bloodshot. I mean, there's not really anybody else who's ever stepped up. And I've seen some other Bloodshot cosplays, but nobody's ever put the dedication into it that Jesse did. So, yeah, definitely want to say happy birthday to both of those guys. Boom.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kevin Van Hook, like I said, I love the new commission I got from him. Yeah, dude, all the way around. And everybody who's jumped on the chat already. Comics are back. Valiant is back. Dr. Tomorrow number 3 is on the list to talk about.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't get a chance to say it's the big 166. That's all I really wanted to say, like big 166. You guys always got to waste my flavor,
We're growers, guys. We're growers, not showers. So we got some.
Oh,
we're only getting bigger.
Yeah, over time. So not only are we going to get to talk about Dr. Tomorrow, but I wanted to give at least a little bit of a shout out to the hero of the week this week, which was Ninjak. Ninjak finally pulled off the victory, and we get to at least talk about him a little bit. So I'll just go around. What's your favorite Ninjak story?
Oh, dude, I was so pumped up for Enter Ninjak, man. Arc 2 of Exo Manowar. That was damn cool. Yeah, that was probably one of my favorites because the excitement there of the world building, multiple big characters crossing over. That was my first excitement for that was Enter Ninjak there. So.
Want me to go?
Yeah, do it.
I don't know how to answer it anymore because I feel like Ninjak's really solid. I think for the most part, all the storylines have been really good. I can only think of like one I don't like. We don't even need to talk about it. So
yeah,
I think the thing that's really hard also is that I love Ninja K. I think those 14 issues are the best Ninjak stories I've read. And even from there, I don't know how to pull one apart from another just because I like the entire run so much. I'd probably give it a little bit of a nod to the Coalition. I like that storyline a lot. I like the fact that Christos Gage, who wrote the story, made it so that it's a bunch of unkillable and immortals that Ninjak and his gang have to go up against. So, probably my favorite. And the rip art was awesome.
So, for me, I'm going to go with the Ninja Files. That was the first arc of the Ninja K book. I love the Matt Kent run. Don't get me wrong. I mean, all the stuff that he did, his work with Roku, all the magic stuff, the Dead Side arc. There's so much amazingness in the Matt Kent run, but I think my absolute favorite Ninjak story, the Ninjak Zero is really good. And also that one shot that I can never remember the writer's name, but that one shot that was at the end of Kent's run.
It was like number 27. It was good. That was a good issue.
I think his name is. And yeah, that issue's amazing.
But same thing Robert Myers said, that first arc from the Christos and Girillo run, that art, Tomas Girillo's art is absolutely amazing. And Christos Gage just knocked it out of the park with that first arc, the Ninja Files. I thought that it felt like realized potential is the way that I would put it. Like there's so much potential in the character, and Christos Gage came in and said, like, this is what can be done with this character. Here's what can be done, fleshing out his backstory and the ninja program. There's so much in that book. So that's got to be my favorite Ninjak story.
It's so great, like with Ninja K in general and what that's done and where that's kind of pushed off other stories that have happened later, like with Killers, for example, is damn cool. So I like that concept. I love how it goes back to continuity of Ninjak, the first issue showing, what there was a Ninja A, and then just that whole rollout. So it's been a really great character, and he's been, very rich in story. That's the thing with Ninjak that you can say. You can't look back and really point to anything too big that you didn't like on it. It's been pretty solid stories throughout them. And I believe, was there a teaser today in something?
I think there was 2 teasers in something today.
Ooh, tell us more.
Yeah, some of us don't have the Comixology and weren't able to get physical books today, so we weren't able to see them. But I believe at least one of us got to see the teases that came out.
So I mean, one of them was for Ninjak. So we got a little bit of an image. Ninjak throwing up a gun. By guns, I mean like his arm, not like an actual gun. But there was also a little teaser image for Harbinger, and I mean, it's exciting. I'm so confused as to how the publications schedule is going to be going forward. I feel like if we wouldn't have had COVID, we would have a lot of books coming out every month. We'd have a new number one probably every month. And who knows when we get these books, because I know that the solicitations that came out this week or last week, they didn't show a new number one in them. I know Valiant's taking it slow, but yeah, it's exciting. It's good to see that there's some a plan and work to get those books out. One thing I do want to mention too, though, is that in the back of the issue, there was a little thing from Fred Pierce, and he dropped a lot of names of some things coming out, like talking about how they want to get things like Archer and Armstrong out. So I kind of have a feeling that maybe there's something in the works for that at some point. He made a comment about getting new characters published, and that could just be a reference to Final Witness. It could be a reference to something else. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I mean, I'm glad everything's going forward now. I hope more books start picking up as far as what they're putting out, because a couple books a month is kind of hard to get behind, but I will. But I was really excited for the teasers. They look great.
Yeah. I would rather have a couple books a month that can be pushed and can be given the full attention of the shops and the readers, as opposed to trying to run right back into 6 books and have the shops just say, like, we can't afford to order these, so we're just not going to order any of them. You know what I mean? Like I could see shops throwing up their hands and just being like, we can't do it, so we're not going to take any of them.
Right. And it comes back to what we were talking about when we had Matthew on last week, is pre-orders. Make sure you get your put your orders in, get your pull list going, and get your books in. So it's as important as ever right now to get that done. So that way you can get your books. I think it is important to show that there is that need, that desire. That way these stores can push out more and we can get more books. It's a supply and demand type of feel. And that's exactly what's needed to keep that market going. So,
yeah, 100%. If you're used to picking up the book off the shelf instead of out of your pull list, just go and set up a pull list. Tell your shop the books that you want to read every month, and make sure that you're going in and getting them on a regular basis, because that's going to keep your local business in business, right? That's going to keep your local shop in business, and it's going to make sure that you're showing the full amount of support to the companies that you want to support. A lot of us are all in on Valiant and want to support Valiant in every way we can. A real easy, simple way that you can support Valiant right now is going in, setting up a pull list, making sure that you've got those guys in your list. So, yeah, definitely a good idea. But do we just jump into the book? Do we talk? I'm so excited, you guys. I don't know if you guys have other stuff that you want to talk about first, but I'm so excited to actually review a comic book again.
I do want to make one comment real quick. This is just really fast. So tonight is the first time that we're broadcasting through YouTube, and we're also going to our Facebook page at the same time. Hooser had made it work so that we can have a couple different ways to get this information out to you guys to do our show. So if you ever feel like, hey, YouTube doesn't work, hop over to our Facebook page at Valiant, and you can watch us there.
For the time being, because it costs money to run this, and we may not keep it. So, but yeah, it definitely
see how
keeps
it goes.
Right?
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. And
you guys take a note from Sean Hayes and help us out.
That's right. All of that helps keep that stuff going, to keep it everything. And also one of the reasons that we're doing it is that this Saturday we got a special episode. Valiant was so happy to get us in touch with Dan Abnett to get him to come on the show Saturday. It's going to be 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern. I think it's like 6 p.m. where he's at. So really awesome for him to take time out of his Saturday to talk to us Valiant fans. So it'd be great to have a good turnout for anybody that wants to jump on and get on that show as we talk Rye. A fantastic series that I'm excited to come back.
Yep. So get your questions ready and join us on one of these two platforms and ask your questions.
That is
absolutely
right.
So. And as you can see, make sure that you're subscribing, hitting that bell so that you know when we go live, because we again get to review comic books. We're back to what this show began as an outlet for us to talk about the comics that we love. And so we're going to be talking about Dr. Tomorrow number 3. I hope everyone has read it. We are going to spoil the book. I know it just came out today. We are going to be spoiling it, and this is a big one. This is a really big one. So this is your spoiler alert, and I'm making sure that it's a longer one, so people jumping in have an opportunity to realize that we are going to be spoiling this book, and there are some serious spoilers in this book. So this is your opportunity. Maybe pause if you haven't read it, go and read that book, and then come back, or just. Some people are okay with spoilers, deal with having it spoiled for you, and go and read it anyway. Go and buy it and read it. So, having said all of that, holy shit, guys. Like, this book just really took me off guard.
I loved it, dude. I loved it. Exactly when we had Alejandro on, we had Robert on, they talked about a surprise every issue, did not let down, and it was great. It was such a good book. Gave it a reread today. Got it a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago or so with review copy. And it was just like, yes, this is it. It's just a fun book. Every issue has been great. I'm not saying that because Robert's in the chat. It's good. Loved it. Loved it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Here's something that I've been scared to say, but I think I might have to say it. I'm going to pose it as a question and not as a statement. Is Dr. Tomorrow the Valiant?
No, it can be special. I mean, like, I think like the Valiant is such a special thing, but you can have a lot of special things. But
what I mean is,
I don't know if it's on the same. I mean, without being able to read the whole thing, it's hard to say.
Yeah, and that's why I've been hesitant to even put it out there as a question. But I really feel like, the reason that I feel that way, I guess, so the reason that I'm asking that question is that this is the first book in a long time where we've really felt like we're bringing the universe together. It's expanding the universe, but also by adding new characters, new mythology, the exploring the multiverse aspect further than Quantum and Woody did. But it's expanding, but it's also bringing the universe together by putting all these characters on the page together. Seeing Armstrong and Archer and Armstrong, seeing Bloodshot, Exo Manowar, Livewire. I don't know. To me, like that's I guess where I'm coming from is what made the Valiant so special. One of the things that made the Valiant so special was that it felt like it brought the universe together and pushed it in a positive direction. And I feel like there's an opportunity here for Dr. Tomorrow to do the same thing by bringing the universe together and also pushing in a brave new direction that the universe hasn't gone in the past. So that's where I'm coming from.
I can see your point on that then. I mean, like in that sense, I do think then, yeah, it is a little bit like the Valiant. I thought you were gonna say like in terms of like that quality, because I always think of the Valiant as such a high watermark for the Valiant books, and it's one of those books that's easily a book to recommend to someone who doesn't read these books normally. I think that you can give that out to someone and they can instantly become a fan because it does bring in a lot of the universe. And I kind of think that this is like, I think Dr. Tomorrow can be that too, because I do think that this isn't a book that's very heavy on continuity. I think a new reader could actually jump right into this. Like the 3 issues we've read, I think it's very new reader friendly.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And you have to say a lot to character design, story, and that welcome and that embracing a new reader, right? But yet introducing you to characters like Exo Manowar, right? And Ginger. It's just you get to see a lot of people. Each time you look at a page, you kind of spot somebody different. And you spot some new characters that you've never seen before in there too. And it's this, we really don't know exactly what universe. We're assuming we're on a regular Valiant universe, the way they have Neela and Ivar's gone. But, there's some extra characters in there that we haven't really been exposed to just yet. And it does bring a good superhero in a good spot too. But there's some internal demons it's dealing with. And I think that's really cool. But I do got to give a call back, and I said it earlier, just that Man of the Atom comment in page 1 was just great. That's Valiant fan service right there. And then just Archer, or Armstrong, just what? Never mind. And so that was super cool. And I love that callback. And that's what makes it fun. And that's where I think, having, editor like Robert and Alejandro, who's been an editor doing this, makes that continuity that we've been calling for. But yet this is so different than continuity of a book, but knowing it really makes the book all that much better.
Yeah, and I think what you said about it being new reader friendly is a really big thing. And Robert's saying in the live chat that a big part of the intent was making a story that can introduce the Valiant universe to new readers. And another one of the reasons why I compare this to the Valiant in my mind is that, I was a relatively new reader to Valiant. I didn't know the universe when I read the Valiant, and it made me see all of these characters and say, okay, I got to learn more about this character. I got to learn more about that character. If that character's in a book, I got to go read it, and that's I was immediately sucked in. And I feel like this is, anybody who is a new reader would have to tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this is another book that can do that for a new reader. Say, you see Exo Manowar and Ginger looking really awesome and badass and want to know more about them. And then, that's going to drive you to finding the fan community and asking some questions and diving into the book. So, but to get into the meat of the issue, what actually happened, and this is, again, huge spoiler here, but, we find out that Hadrian, the villain, is just an older Bart Sims, and that the Dr. Tomorrow that recruited our Bart Sims in the book was recruited as a kid by an older Bart Sims, just the same as he's doing now. And that, in retrospect, it seems like I should have seen that coming, but I totally didn't, at all. I did not see that coming at all.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming either, and I thought that was actually a really good twist to the book too. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's such a comic book kind of thing to have happen. Yeah, but it really works within the context of the story, just because you're dealing with alternate universe stuff. I didn't think at all. I mean, when I think back on the very first issue, I knew there was something really off about Hadrian, but I didn't think at all that he was just another Dr. Tomorrow.
Yeah,
I was too busy wondering why he didn't have enough fingers or something like that. I was like, that's all I.
That's true.
Because he had a mechanical arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and why not build another finger on there?
He wasn't blonde-haired and spiky, little surfer kid looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's still a cool character design with him, and that makes it fun. One thing I liked how the universe grabbed around young Bart, right? I liked how it showed the connection with that. And it goes back to an old Valiant trope of, that moral ambiguity, right? If I kill some, is that good for saving that many. And it kind of comes to that concept of Harada, right? And so that's just a good Valiant trope that's been there. I mean, it's an old story trope that's been forever, but I feel like Valiant's used it really good. And so it really, it does make you think, like, if I can destroy this universe but save all of the other universe, is it worth it? And it's a great concept. It's a great thing to think about, you know, like, if you went to another universe and you knew that, like, you could have saved your mom from cancer and eradicated cancer, you know, for that many other universes, how awesome, cool, Tropia, Nirvana could that be in the world to do that? I wish somebody would go get some COVID and get that the hell out of here. I would do it. Get me out of here. Let's get comics back and find the cure for COVID in another universe, kill all of them. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If we only live in the comic book world.
Yeah. It's a tough question, though, right? Like, I mean, that is a legitimately difficult question. If you can save countless universes, is it worth destroying a handful? Yeah. And I mean, and then I really liked how the story moved toward Hadrian was defeated, and then the Dr. Tomorrow that we've been following kind of becomes a villain now. So now we have to see the new guy who showed up right at the very end, see what he's going to bring to the table. Because I assume that he's another Bart Sims that was recruited at one point or another. So, yeah, I'm going to be really curious to see where it goes, man. I mean, yeah. I can't imagine.
My thought with it when I saw the little bit older Dr. Tomorrow show up at the very end was, I wondered if he is one that breaks the cycle a little bit. If this is a loop that has affected like a young Bart and then like a very older Bart who gets jaded and becomes a villain, is this one that kind of plays out in the middle somewhere? Does he break that cycle somehow? Or is he just another part of it?
Yeah, it's hard to know. And that's what's so exciting about this book. Like, this book is...
Do we only have one more issue?
I thought it was five.
Five? Okay, I hope it is. I hope it's 12 more after that.
Yes. Oh my God, yes. So we need this issue. Somebody confirm in the comments for us in the chat, but I believe that this is a 5-issue series. Yeah. But no matter whether it's 4 issues or 5 issues, we definitely need the sequel. Mm-hmm. We definitely need a Dr. Tomorrow #2. But what I was going to say is that I feel like this book is balancing 2 things that Valiant really needs right now. That is bringing the universe together, making it feel small and interconnected and accessible, while also expanding the universe and bringing it into a new direction. Because we have never had, I mean, Faith, okay, Robert's saying it is 5 issues, so perfect. So Faith is the closest we've gotten to a superhero, and it's not, and she's not quite a superhero. She's not Superman, you know? And so this, I think, is the closest that we've gotten in the Valiant universe to an actual straight up superhero character. And I think it works really, really well. And I cannot wait to see where it goes next.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want more of it, you know, more than just the 2 issues that are coming up. And I hope that the market for this is there, you know, because it's a Valiant book. And I know that sometimes that's just a hard sell for some people, but I do think that this is one of the better books we've had in a while. And I'm not a negative person, so I still like everything that comes out pretty much. You know, I think like in the last year, there's been like one book I just haven't really cared for. But that said, I mean, I think Dr. Tomorrow has just been really great. And it's done a whole lot. It's got great art. You know, if they could keep the creative team on too, that would be even better.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of the creative team, I mean, we're talking so much about the writing here and the story and, you know, how it's bringing the universe together and all these other aspects of the way that the story is written. And the twist in this book was so huge that it's really easy to overlook the art. And I think that the art is something that really shines on this book. It rides that line of having a little bit of a cartoon feel to it while also being just adult enough to not feel like I'm being like I'm reading a kid's book, right? Like it's all ages is what it feels like. Not for kids, not for adults, but something that anybody can appreciate. And I think that's a difficult balance to strike. And that's what this book is all about in my mind, is hitting those perfect balances. The art comes across really, really well. The pages are super consistent. So the line work is exactly what it needs to be. And then the colors are really strong, vibrant, really pop off the page. So, I mean, for me, all around, this is such a solid issue. And I really, as much as I want to see Bloodshot back, as much as I want to read more Rye, those are, two amazing books. And I really want to see, I'm curious to see where Visitor ends. There's so much going on in the Valiant world right now. There's so many issues that could have been used to, relaunch the comic line after the COVID shutdown. I really think this was the perfect book to do it. I think it was really smart to go with Dr. Tomorrow. And I did not expect to say that, because you think of the established characters as being the smart ones to rely on to be that first book back. But really, I think that this was a really smart decision and showcases what is great about the Valiant universe in a really good way, is new reader friendly, and was just had a huge bombshell in it, which is a great way to get us back and excited to read more Valiant comics.
Oh, I totally agree with that. And so Jim Toe's pencils look great. Diego Rodriguez did the colors, and I think that Jim has such a unique style. I think he does have his own little style to how his pages look. So it's kind of neat to have a book with him drawing it, because it does look really unique. It doesn't look like someone else's work at all.
Yeah.
Right.
But the colors are great. Everything has been great on this book. But I just want to make sure we name drop them, just because the visuals on this are just as good.
Yeah, I think this is not my normal cup of tea art, but after a couple pages, I get into it, and I couldn't see anybody else really doing this, right? So that speaks a lot to it being the right to the story. I think is a huge piece to it. They're doing a like written right here. They're doing a tremendous job. Diego, Kelly, Clayton Cowles. The lettering was great with a lot of these actions that were happening throughout the story, and just the dialogue. It was great. A great book to put out, and a cool character that is getting me more excited. A returned character, but a new character, from where we're at now. And it's all the way around a dig for me. Let's score this dang thing up.
So for me, I'm going to have to say the writing was there. The art is there. The lines, the colors, the letters, just the whole book is so good. I'm having a really hard time trying to think of a reason not to just give it a 5. I want to maybe say 4.75, but honestly, this is a 5 book as far as I'm concerned. If ever there was a book that deserved that, because like I said, it's firing on all cylinders. The whole team really brought it on this issue, and I cannot wait to see where it goes next.
I'm going to go with about a 4.5 on this. It is a great issue, and this whole series so far has been great. One thing I did want to comment on also, I think it's the B cover for this book is awesome. And I bitch a lot about covers sometimes, but the B cover I thought was, it was a great looking cover.
I'm right there with Josh. 4.5, solid book. Does everything you want for a middle of a story. It's not toning down. It's not getting to that loose stage in the middle of a book. It's speeding things up, right? And it's been a good action each turn that we've gone with this book. So I'm gonna agree. And the Rockefort cover, that A cover, dude, solid. I'm digging, and the B as well. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, Rockefort's covers are amazing.
Yeah, I think Kenneth Rockefort was such a great choice to do covers on this book. Every single one that he's done has been phenomenal. Of course, I haven't seen a bad cover for this book, but I think his are my favorite. So the next issue, as Greg is kind enough to remind us, is coming out July 29th. And that is not nearly soon enough. We're going to need you to bump that up a little bit.
It is not happening quick enough for Eric. I'm sorry, people.
Yeah, we're going to need that next week.
Dude needs it so much faster than what we're producing. So get that out. I'm trying to see if hopefully this gets up and shares. I haven't tried sharing a screen yet on this. I got to follow the screen. Never mind. So running this up. What do we have? We have July 8th. Looks like we got Quantum and Woody #4 closing out that. July 29th is the next one. Dr. Tomorrow #4. August 5th, we get Rye Book 1. August 12th, we get the Bloodshot Fully Loaded Edition #7. August 19th, Rye #6. August 26th, Dr. Tomorrow #5. Bloodshot 8 in September. Rye #7 in September. And then we get the Quantum and Woody trade comes out after that. I know that they kind of said that they're kind of set for August. Things could be upped and changed a little bit in September. But yeah, give it to me.
Yeah, the only downside is that because of all COVID and everything, we're going to be stuck at 2 books a month for a bit. But at least we know that we're getting 2 amazing books. Like Bloodshot has been such a solid book. I've really enjoyed it. And Rye has, as much as I'm loving on the, and giving this a 5, I still think that Rye is the best and most consistent series that Valiant is putting out right now. And that's saying a lot. So knowing that we're getting Bloodshot back, my favorite character, an amazing run that's been going on, and then knowing that Rye is coming, I feel like that's a really good opportunity for us to, to get back into the swing of things, get some of those, well-loved characters back on the shelves, and also opportunities for new people to jump in. I mean, Bloodshot is going to be coming back with that fully loaded issue, which is the first issue of a new arc. Both of the previous arcs are available in trade right now, so it's a perfect opportunity for a new reader to jump in. Rye is the same thing. It's going to be starting out.
Did we comment about the free comic book day issue coming back out?
Oh,
also?
No.
Ooh, yes.
We haven't talked about that at all.
Exo Man of War Joshua Dysart.
Yeah, I can't remember when. I know that the way they're doing free comic book day.
It's free comic book month.
Yeah, a couple books every week. I think it's like one of the last weeks of July is when the Valiant free comic book day book will come out. But yeah, it's got the Vin Diesel Bloodshot cover. It's got an Exo Man of War story by Dysart.
If only we had somebody from marketing on.
Who can tell us exactly when that's coming?
So cool.
Yeah.
Instead of doing our own research.
Just tell us when it's coming on. How cool would that be? We're in for it. So
yeah, it sounds like Peach Momoko is the one that did the cover that Josh was talking about. And Peach is doing at least one more, and also is working with Robert over at Oni. So if you have enjoyed her work, definitely go check her out. And Robert Myers was one of the people involved in making Dr. Tomorrow as good of a book as it is. And he's over at Oni. So definitely a good opportunity for people to support more awesome comics. Go support him. And Greg coming in the clutch, letting us know that it is July 22nd. We are going to be getting that free comic book day issue July 22nd. Cannot wait.
Absolutely, dude. I'm pumped up for that. So some
Robert,
great stories coming in.
Robert telling us it's a work of art, and I don't take that lightly. So definitely excited to see what that ends up being. And yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
And then, of course, Saturday coming up. Talking about how great Rye is, I was just saying that it's got to be the best book that Valiant's putting out right now, and it's going to be one of the books that they're, rolling out as we get back into the swing of things. I'm so excited that Dan has taken the opportunity to come and talk to us. He's doing a bunch of different interviews and stuff like that to try to, start building some buzz back up. And this is a great book for it. And I really can't wait to talk to him, pick his brain about the book and what his plans are, where the book, where the ideas have come from so far, because it has been such a crazy book. And then, just see what he can tell us about what the future holds.
Yeah, that's super awesome to have him on, because like you said, it's been I've loved the Rye series that we've had so far. I loved Fallen World, so he's one of the writers that I definitely hope sticks around for a while. When he's done with Rye, I'd like to see him on something new, something different too. So it's cool that we're going to be able to talk to him, pick his brain a little bit about everything that he's been doing. So
can't wait. That's going to be awesome. Oh, you guys. Yeah. No, Robert, tell us all the secrets. No, I'm so excited that we're reviewing comic books again. That we're kind of back on that train. The next issue can't come nearly soon enough. I want to say thanks to everybody who's watching, who's listening, especially the people, hanging out with us in the live chat. It's a great opportunity for you to have your voice heard. Saturday is going to be a really good chance for people to come in and ask questions. Anybody else who's enjoying the Rye book like we've been, this is going to be, like I said, getting Dan on here is going to be a really good opportunity to talk to him, get some questions answered, and get excited for that the next issue that's coming out. And it's also a really good reason to go back and bone up on what's come out on Rye so far. It has been a really solid book, so I promise you that if you haven't read it yet, you're going to love it. And if you have already read it, it's going to be just as enjoyable to go back and read again and get ready for the next issues to come out. But yeah, thanks to Robert for hanging out with us. Definitely appreciate him coming and chilling and listening to what we had to say about Dr. Tomorrow. Greg, obviously, we always like seeing him around. And then Scott, everybody.
Yeah, just a great group, guys. Thanks for everybody making DB.
Yeah,
Eduardo.
David hanging out with us, Eduardo. Yeah, always Scott Bloom. Anthony Port making an appearance. Gotta love that. Yeah, just happy to have everybody hanging out with us.
The Moose was on earlier too.
Yeah.
It felt great having like an episode where we talk about new books and seeing a lot of the people that we interact with back. So
yes,
thank you everybody.
Absolutely. Yeah. So good book to start off again. So good job on Valiant for getting that, and hope it does what we want it to do, and we see more that happens. And you guys get to go watch Bloodshot at the Regal Theaters.
Yeah, man. It's going to be awesome that they're putting it back in the theater. I want to see it again. Of course, I own it, so I can probably watch it again in my house, but still going to the theater is an awesome experience. I don't know when I'll be available to do that, but that would be awesome. Hopefully other people are going to go check it out. And then I also want to say just one more time for this episode, I know that I harped on it a bunch. Anybody that can, go set up a pull list at your local comic shop, support local business, support the comic book companies that are putting out really awesome content, and make sure that the content that you like gets to continue. Yeah,
let's make sure none of these creators are bagging groceries and they're doing writing that we love them to do, and they're doing art that we love them to do, and they don't get pulled away from time and effort. And we get to talk more comics every week and keep this up and keep this going, doing what we love. And that's just talking comics and bullshitting. So I think we do the second part a little bit better than the first part, but it's okay. We're happy to do it. I think I speak for all three of us here that we're happy to give you a little bit of bullshit. So
that's one way to put it.
Yep. But it comes from the heart.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Sure. If you say so. No, thanks everybody for watching, for listening, for supporting us, for supporting Valiant. And we will see you guys on Saturday when we talk with Dan Abnett. Signing off, I am Eric Baumgard.
I'm Josh Rathbun.
And I'm Hooser.
And I hope that you guys all stay valiant.
Awesome, guys. Good show. Good show. And it ended the broadcast.